Just a quick one today. We left Eastbourne to head for Ramsgate, and the blessing was a curse, which was with so little wind from the east that we couldn't even sail off course in order to sail, so we had to motor sail, and we just left the main out and more or less pointed exactly where we wanted to go, past Dungeness, past Dover, and then as we rounded South Foreland, the wind came up and we were able to sail the rest of the way up to Ramsgate in a pretty good brisk sail. So really enjoyable day. Seemed to be a lot quicker than yesterday, even though it was actually further, and a nice trip into Ramsgate. When entering Ramsgate, it should be remembered it's a working port, and the almanac has an entry which says for entry and departure, yachts must use the recommended yacht track on the south side of the main buoy channel. Entry and departure under power, or advise port control if unable to motor. Entry and departure, Royal Harbour directly, crossing the turning basin without delay, keeping close to the west pier to avoid the shoal patch alongside the east pier. Holding areas to the south of the South Breakwater must be used by yachts to keep the harbour entrance clear for freight vessels. Beware Dyke Bank and the North and Quern Bank close to the south of the channel. Cross ledge and break shoals are further south. Speed limit is 5 knots. See www.rma.eu.com. So it's not a request, you have to do it. It's quite interesting because there were 10 boats coming in when we came in. All the others were visitors from abroad, and we were the only boat which was bothering to follow the channel. And the harbour master, or one of the harbour master's team, while fueling us, was telling us that they were pulling their hair out because most of them hadn't called for permission to enter, which is required, and most of them didn't follow the advised routing, and one of them nearly went aground. So really worth reading pilotage notes. The video here shows one of those vessels going off towards the area on the left where you'd ground out quite happily. What you're supposed to do is where we are, come along on the south side of the channel and then point at the left hand end of the west pier, which is the inner wall, and that takes you to one of the turning marks, and you'll see shortly we'll turn and then head into the main port. When you call for permission to enter on channel 14, I think it was, when you call up for permission to enter, the response will be that you are cleared in, almost always. They will then tell you to listen out and stay on channel until you enter the inner harbour, at which point you automatically switch to 80 and get berthing instructions. Berthing's pretty straightforward. The pontoons are immediately on your left as you pass into the inner harbour. The pontoons A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H are labelled for one side of each of the arms. So A is one side of an arm, B is the other, and so on. Generally, visitors are put onto F, G or H pontoons, which are immediately on your left as you go in. They told us just to find any vacant berth and more up, and the office is on the way into town. So basically just head off into town and you'll see the marina office where you can pay your fees, etc. If you want fuel, this is on a fuel barge, which is on your left as you enter. You just continue past all the mooring pontoons with the long front pontoon as you go in to your port side, and at the end of that you'll see a barge with yellow handrails around the top. That's the fuel barge. A rest day tomorrow while a gale blows through, and then it's off to Lowestoft on Monday. Join us again on the Boat Sheet.